Hey guys, Rob here with McDojoLife. In today's McDojo news, we're going to talk about a Brazilian Jiu Jitsu instructor in Ormond Beach who was accused of raping an 18-year-old student inside of a hospital. Let's check out the story. A jiu-jitsu instructor and certified registered nurse anesthetist at a hospital in Volusia County is accused of trapping a woman in one of the hospital's on-call rooms where he then sexually assaulted her. Joel Gingery, age 57, who boasts several major jiu-jitsu championships and a Navy SEAL pedigree, was arrested Monday by Ormond Beach police and booked into jail on charges of false imprisonment and sexual battery, according to the arrest report. Gingery, who also owns Trident Brazilian Jiu Jitsu in Ormond Beach, had one of his 18-year-old jiu-jitsu students meet him outside the Halifax Medical Center in Daytona Beach, where they went up to an on-call room on the 4th floor, reports said. The woman told deputies that Gingery put an adjustable table in front of the on-call door, which prevented it from being able to open, and then raped her as she repeatedly told him to stop. According to the police report, the woman left and called her aunt, who persuaded her to go to the Advert Health emergency room for sexual assault exam. Police noted the woman was crying profusely throughout her interview with officers. And while being interviewed by police, the woman noted that Gingery had tried to call her several times, but she did not answer. Officers asked her to call him back so they could monitor the phone call. During the call, the woman cried and Gingery apologized and asked her to forgive him. "Hey, I'm sorry I put you through that. Can you forgive me?" Gingery reportedly told the woman over the phone. He later asked if she had mentioned the incident to anyone else and said, "I can promise you this, I won't, and it will never happen again." Gingery declined to talk to the police when arrested and appeared before a Volusia County judge on Tuesday afternoon, where his bond was set to $75,000. Gingery told the judge he would have a private attorney represent him. In a statement, Halifax Health said it's cooperating with law enforcement and that Gingery had been placed on unpaid leave. The statement said the University of Florida takes accusations of sexual assault seriously, and we are committed to providing a safe, secure environment for our doctors, nurses, staff, patients, their families, and visitors. UF and Halifax Health are fully cooperating with law enforcement as part of their investigation into a university employee working at Halifax Health. The employee's access to Halifax Health Medical Center has been revoked, and the employee has been placed on unpaid leave pending employment action, the hospital said. Let's unpack that. So the jiu-jitsu instructor, who had known this girl before she was 18, he knew her from the age of 16 years old, invited her to come hang out at his work where he was working in order to take her to a designated area that he knew was going to be isolated from anywhere else, barricaded the room, and then proceeds to sexually take advantage of her. I have to say, this is probably the first time in any of the sexual assault reports that I've ever covered where the jiu-jitsu instructor didn't use his actual facility to take sexual advantage of the victim. This time, he not only took her to his place of work, but he took her to his place of work where there were tons of witnesses. He was on call. There were people that would have seen them together. This guy is a moron and a rapist piece of garbage. I got sent this story a ton today and yesterday. It blew up my inbox. I got tagged in this story, and I'm glad, because whenever I look up my stories, all the headlines, as you can see here, didn't say jiu-jitsu instructor did this. It said a nurse did this. So it was a lot more under my radar than I would normally find. So everyone who sent this to me, I truly appreciate that. But with that said, as I started looking into this, the very first thing I did was I looked and I saw he was tagged in one of the posts. So I went ahead and clicked on that, and what do I see? This mother already follows my page. You follow my page. You are aware of all the wrongdoings in pretty much every corner of the world involving martial arts. You know that if you follow my page, you have seen how many times I've posted sexual assaults. I mean, it's almost every week, if not multiple times a week. And you have seen these stories. And now you yourself have your face plastered right here on one of my stories because you couldn't learn from everyone else's mistake. How stupid could you possibly be Like, you were already aware that all of these people in the history of martial arts just keep getting caught doing stupid and you just couldn't help yourself but rape one of your students in a public place where there will be witnesses. And by the way, kudos for her for actually standing up for herself on this. Good job on you, ma'am, for taking the initiative and listening to your aunt when she said, go get checked out at a hospital, which ultimately leads to this guy's arrest, where then he's also so stupid that he can't help himself but repeatedly call you, also leaving evidence of harassment, and then during a phone call admitting to the deed, like apologizing about the deed. Apologies, admit fault. Genius. I am absolutely dumbfounded by this entire thing. And then this photo is the most irritating shit I've ever seen in my life. Look at the smug look on his face. I mean, just look at this. He doesn't give a that he was caught doing what he did. If you're a part of that gym, right, and you're one of those people who go, man, I don't like that guy, all right? What you need to do is you need to make a decision about the stain that was left on the gym by the actual owner. Because if he still owns this, that means he's going to come back if he gets out of jail, when he gets out of jail, while he's awaiting trial, if he is able to get bond. There's a lot of factors, but chances are good the dude's going to be right back in there. And so if that's the case, you need to make a decision as a student. Do you want to support this gym? And by supporting that gym, you support him by feeding him money. That's what's going on. If he's the owner, you're just giving him money. Like, if you don't agree with what he did, step away. Just leave the gym. It is a hobby. He is a rapist. Don't pay him any more money. Rant over. At the end of the day, whenever one of these people do this, and you're a student at that facility, don't turn a blind eye by pretending you're not enabling it by continuing to pay them. You are. And if you don't like the fact that you're supporting one of those people and you don't support them, you should leave the facility. Because if he is the owner, the money that you're paying them is going to him. All you're doing is paying a rapist at this point. It's not even a question if he did it at this point. He was caught dead to rights doing what he did. And at the end of the day, now it's just kind of all said and done. The real question is, who is going to stay at that facility and who is going to leave? Obviously very heated today, but with that said, thank you all for the likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, and all that other crap people online tell you to do. Keep the martial arts legit and free of rape.
I'm pretty sure the boy is a sex offender. I cut him, kick him out, the Boy Scouts of America. But my baby now go rap with Fox, she now go in the truth. She said, me love pile and I'm leaving you. And I'm the one for kick pile and get me down, baby, back. Some stars study with the sensei and contract. And I call himself Sensei Jack Darby. He's got a dojo back at town next.